All right, we are live, and since there's only two of you, we had discussed that we're going to answer any questions you had about the lesson before we get into the lesson, or it could be random things, not just about the lesson.
Okay.
All right, what you got?
Okay. At my question was an 11-6 within a time span or amount,
Okay, let me get
and
up to
I'm
there.
going. Okay.
All right,
I'm
within a
going to the second set of example sentences.
all right,
Gozenchu no uchi ni undo suru yo ni shite imasu.
right.
And so I make it a rule to exercise while it's still morning. And I was confused because I make it a rule we did in book 4. So I would have put undo suru,
Koto ni shite imasu.
right. So
Yeah,
maybe I was lost.
yeah, yeah. This is just another way to do it. And it really. Here's the weird thing. It's just that it sounds better in English to say it that way. Because if you said undo suru yo ni shite imasu, and you're saying so that I make, what do you say there? I mean, in the while it's still in the morning, so that I exercise. Like the Japanese would directly translate to that, but it sounds bad. So really, what does it mean? What is this person saying? I in the morning have a rule that I make it a rule. Koto and yo, same thing in this case.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm sure there's like another way that this could translate. I certainly can't think of it right now. I mean, probably you would
So
say
was the English translation the confusing part? Like if I said it, if I were to say this sentence to a Japanese person the way it is,
it
would they
would
think of
translate.
that?
It would translate to I make it a rule. Like it's a thing that I always do. You could, like, for example, you might say I always exercise in the morning, right? But because it's yoni steimas, it's like you make it so that it goes that direction. You make it so that it goes that way. But that's so weird and clunky to translate that way. So the
So
theme
if
of
I
book
said,
5 really is translate English into natural English. And the Japanese is whatever the Japanese, but the English needs to be proper, right? It needs to sound natural. And we're actually going to tie it up in lesson 13 also. Bringing
so my question is now, if I were to say undo suru koto ni shitemasu, would it still have that same effect
Yep.
if I were speaking to a Japanese? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I can't even think of any way that would be different. And let me ask Kanako-san too. Kanako-san, do you think it's different? Any difference between undo suru koto ni shite imasu?
ね。
He?
同じだと思いますね。
Hmm.
うん。
Yeah.
面白いですね。そういうことに気がつくなんて。
And I'll tell you, yeah, it's very good. It is interesting that you realize that, and I hadn't even thought about it. I really just thought Yoni Stamos was what we had taught in that lesson. I knew we had taught make it a rule. I hadn't realized it was actually the Koto one until right now. So maybe I'll put I'm gonna put a note. I'm gonna add it right now, saying this is the same as Koto ni shite imasu,
Okay.
because I think it's a valid observation.
詳しく調べてみますか？
No, あ、詳しく別にいいんじゃない？
いいですか？
I don't think anybody wrote grammar on something like this. It's too weird. It's too disconnected. I don't think we could research it and find an answer on what's
Okay.
the similarities between. I mean, you might be able to find the similarities in Yoni sort of. I don't know. Could you? I don't know.
As long as I know I can use both. Because he was like, I make it a rule. I was like, well, isn't that koto ni? I mean, koto. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good observation. I'll put make it a rule too. Yeah. I always try to anticipate the students' questions ahead of time or where they might be confused. That's one I didn't think of. Hey, how was shopping?
はい、よかったです。
we're just doing some Q&A if there's any Q&A before we get started because there's only two of them.
Okay.
And what we just covered right now was in section 11.6 there's 午前中のうちに運動するようにしています. I make it a rule to exercise while it's still morning. And Sean had said that was similar to what we learned before, koto ni shiteimasu, and it is. It's exactly the same. pretty much. Can't think of anything that makes it different. I thought you were going to get stuck on the gozen chu no uchi ni. That's what I thought you were going to get stuck on, because I thought, for me personally, I'm like, why would you need the no uchi part? Doesn't in the morning still be okay? Gozen chu ni unden suru yo, undo suru you ni shite imasu. You know, in the morning, I make it a rule to exercise, you know, but what the no uchi does, it says before the morning ends, really, while it's still morning. But just adds a
That
little
was
bit.
okay.
You have anything, Lizzie?
I did put something actually in the Skype chat about just like interchange between using the term plain form and saying informal. Because I think it was the last lesson, even there's a line in the book about the fact that they're interchangeable.
Well, okay. So there's casual, informal, and plain. The reason why that line is in there is because up until now in the books, we've only been saying informal. That's been my terminology to call it plain form. But I now realize plain form is a much better term, and it's more standardized across books, right? And lesson sites. Because if it's okay to call it informal, it makes sense to me when we did it, because I think I'm feeding back on you, Antoine.
No, that was me.
Okay.
I had internet problems. I'm good now.
Okay, we're just doing a little bit of Q&A before, but so in book 2, when we first introduced like iku and taberu, and we talk about tabenai, they are only being used as informal. Later on, they're not informal, but I still keep the name in the books, and I just say, even though it's informal, it's not informal, and I have to work. I found myself always explaining that, yeah, it's informal, but it's the last sentence that determines the formality. And as we were doing book 5, I just realized we should just call it plain, because it's less resistance. Plain is informal, but plain does so it's plain and it's also informal, but it's not everything's informal and it's also plain. It's the other way around.
It's just
So
11.1, where you talk about sumori, you specifically say the positive informal verb phrase, which is fine. I get it.
Yeah, it should be plain.
It's just
Plain.
the fact that you've got plain in one example and informal in
Yeah.
another. And
It's just because it's like old habits die hard. It's like I've been calling it informal forever in the class, like when we did live classes and as I write the books and even lessons. But plain is better. Plain, I almost would call it neutral. It's neutral, really. Plain's nice too, but it's neutral. It's any form that isn't in the polite forms. The masen, mashita. Even like tai is a plain form. Ikanai, ikitai, iku, ikitakatta. Sorry. Okay, so I just
it's just inconsistent. That was all last bit.
yeah, I know that's your big thing, consistency.
One of the-
Kanako's always like, you should see us when we're writing a lesson. She'll be like, Lizzie's not gonna like this. Lizzie's gonna complain. She does say it, by the way. She's just being humble right now.
This is an eyes, and we have something in common. いますね。
All right. Any questions before we start, Antoine or Joshua?
Yeah.
Any unrelated questions to you, if anything you got?
Unrelated before we start the session?
Yeah. If there's anything that you want to talk about that is something that came up, that's fine. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It was about something like related to this, but unrelated.
Well, what is it?
Oh. I'm not saying it in Japanese, though.
All right.
George-san, kimi wa sugoku isogashii no ni kanzai from zero no wa itsu morai hazu desu ka? Morao hazu desu ka?
Okay. Let's tear down what you just talked about. First of all, you should never call me Kimi. That is a more of a tuck down word. And sure, I am Joji-san, I get that, but I'm also sensei in this case. I don't want to push that narrative because I'm totally cool with being called Joji even without the san. But if you're talking to a teacher, it should be Joji sensei, Kanako sensei, right? All right. And yeah, everything else was okay. The morao part, morao hazu, you were trying to say, but that translates to when should it be received? So we know that should has a bunch of ways to say it, right? Morao beki, morao hazu, moratta hoga ii. But I think what you were trying to say is, when should we expect it? Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Probably in that case, it would be better to say when will it be completed or something like that.
Okay.
Or when can we receive? Itsu moraerun desu ka? Itsu itadakerun desu ka would be even better because you're making it more polite. All right.
Thank you. I wasn't trying to, and that's what I was trying to aim for. Like, I know you're busy, so I was just like,
Yeah. No, and never take a correction of your Japanese as an insult or as negative criticism. It's all about making the Japanese better, and never let it stop you, because that's one of your strong points, is that you don't care. You just go. That's really one of your strong points, because it's a unique trait that I see among the majority of people that get really good in Japanese. Is the lack of actually giving a shit when you speak. It's fine. Don't care. Stop overthinking. I'm saying that to other people. You already got it. So I appreciate that you have the bravery to just do it, just to say it.
but yeah, like, I know you're just busy, so I just want to know, because I would like to look at it before I leave for Japan, but if I have to look at it while I'm in Japan, it's okay.
All right. Well, hang on. I had to reset the stream. Give me a second.
Kokaibi wa nan desu ka?
Oh man, the stream got screwed up. Hang on. Hang on, guys. Give me a second. I do not know what happened. I actually hate this new thing because I wanted to rejoin. The stream had an issue and I reset. Give me a second, guys. I gotta reset everything. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They don't remember what I was just doing 2 seconds ago. Okay, JPEG. Rotation. All right. Unless I'm still streaming and I don't know it. I'm just checking to make sure I don't start a double stream. I don't even know if that's possible. Oh, it says live now. Well, good. Apparently we're live now. God, that is weird. We're actually live now, but I lost the control. I lost the control of the stream. Wow, this new streaming software is bad. Okay, I'm going to click out of it.
That's the government hacking you.
All right, well, I'm getting ready to... Oh, good thing I logged in here. I get to block somebody right now. I'm going to block this Shieru guy. He's talking about my male part. Let's put this user in timeout, I guess is what I can do. Okay. All right, I guess we were still here. Sorry about that. So yeah, I appreciate that you do that. And matter of fact, that's going to be your strength. Some people will hate you for it. Just keep that in mind. Just don't let them... Those people are normally not going to be successful. You're going to be successful. All right. All right. Any other questions? I did answer your question, right?
No.
Oh, no, I didn't. Kansai dialect course. Okay. Right now, Mike's editing it. It's a 2-camera shot. It's shot in 4K, but we're down shooting it to 1080 so that we can reposition the camera to be more on the shot. But generally, the main shot would be me and Ami-chan. Ami-chan is my Kansai dialect helper. She sits on the side and she just says all the Kansai dialect stuff. And then I explain it. And I'm going through tweets like I normally do, but in Kansai dialect. And then, so there's 20 videos. Mike is finishing video 8. It's a lot of work because we didn't have the white balance set. So every time that a tweet comes up, my face and her face becomes orange. So he has to fix it. Every time I change the screen, the level of orange on my face changes. So he's making it consistent. And then also... we have 2 sound sources. One's on her mic, one's on my mic, and he's always like muting her mic when she's not speaking, so that's the cleanest audio. Because it's a for sale item, he's treating it really carefully. If it was just a YouTube thing, I don't think we'd worry so much. We'd just release it. But yeah, so that's good. But the goal is to get it out by the end of this month. Yeah, and you'll stream it. So wherever you are in Japan, you'll just stream it. It's not a downloadable thing, not yet. And we're building a lot of things have to come together. We're building a website for it too. It'll be on the From Zero website, and you'll have to create an account there. But of course, I already told you guys that you guys are all getting it for free, so you guys can evaluate it. So, all right,
Love his energy. Yes.
all right. I mean, honestly, you guys have been a big help for this book. So,
Appreciate it.
all right. So let's. If there's no other questions from Joshua,
No.
all right, cool. Let's do it. Let's do the reading comprehension finally.
行きましょうか。
やりましょう。金子さん、声もうちょっと大きくできないかな。
あ、はい。ちょっと待ってくださいね。
Kaneko's got a cold, so she's a little bit
すいません。
low energy.
はい。いや、エネルギーはあるって、声が出ないですね。じゃあ、ジェームスさん1番どうぞ。
Oh, hang on. I want to say one thing. Sorry. I want to read something that someone just said. Anderson Barbosa said, "This guy gets some unreasonable hate during these lessons from the chat, but he's really the best student in my opinion." That's exactly how I feel, Antoine. People sometimes say negative things about you because they're lazy themselves, honestly. People hate go-getters sometimes. You're a go-getter.
Thank you.
Don't ever let any of the negativity, if you ever see it, because sometimes I see it and I'm like, these people, I always come in to defend you.
Thank you. I'm just trying my best. Like everyone in the class, I'm just trying my best here,
Yeah.
As who didn't read the books, I'm just trying to compensate.
Well, you're the rare one in this class that I accepted that hadn't been through the books because your video was so good, because I felt you're the kind of guy that's going to be fluent. So, all right, enough loving of Antoine. Let's do this thing.
Let's continue.
All right. じゃあ行きましょう。
私は去年初めて彼氏ができました。Last year, for the first time, I got a boyfriend.
Yep. Or I got my first boyfriend. Yeah. No, you were right. You were even that was actually better. For the first time I got a boyfriend. Good.
じゃあ、アントワンさん2番どうぞ。
可愛い彼女になりたくて、デートのために今風の服をたくさん買いました。I wanted to become a cute girlfriend. So for my date, I bought a lot of clothes. Hang on. Bought a lot of clothes. It's what I would translate that as.
You just gotta say what kind of clothes.
Yep. That's what we're doing like in 3 seconds. Ima.
It's in the new words.
Okay. Imafu. Like winter clothes, like now when? Like winter clothes? Oh my god, this is embarrassing.
Winter clothes would be fuyuyo.
No problem. Here we go. So what kind of clothes? Oh.
While you're looking that up, I want to...
Fashionable, modern.
Right, modern. Now style.
Modern, fashionable clothes.
Yes.
I would just say fashionable, because if she wants to be cute, then she would just buy something that's fashionable. So
Sure. So, 可愛い彼女になりたくて. So, the better way to translate that is, it could be a wanting to be, that's fine. I think that's better to say wanting to be, even though Naru is to become, it makes sense. It's better to say wanting to be, I would say. 可愛い彼女. Wanting to be a cute girlfriend, ... That's what the te does. That's what te form does. It is a continuing thing. Wanting to be a cute girlfriend. For our dates, I bought a lot of fashionable clothing. はい。
じゃあ、リジさんどうぞ。
彼はタバコが嫌いなので、彼の前では吸わないで膨れて吸っていました。
隠れて。
隠れて吸わ 吸っていました。
はい。
As he hates cigarettes, I didn't smoke in front of him and was hiding my smoking.
It's a pretty good translation. I hid and smoked. 彼の前です。
Hiding and smoking, but it sounded wrong.
Yeah, it's hard because there's like, how many times are you going to say smoke, you know? I didn't smoke in front of him and hid when I smoked. It's just, even that's too many words, smoked, right? But yeah. Right there, I'm like, this girl, no, you can tell. You can smell the cigarettes later on, even if you hide. Disgusting. Anyone watching this, if you're a girl and you smoke, just stop. It's not attractive. Same for men. It's not attractive. It's disgusting. Especially if you smoke like cigars, even worse. Don't get me started on marijuana smell. Horrible.
健康のためにまずいし。Like, no, 悪いし。Sorry, 悪いし。Like, 健康。
健康のために。
Yeah, for your health. Like, it's
Yeah.
bad.
健康に would be good enough too. 健康に良くないし。はい。
はい、じゃあ、ジョシュアさん4番。
アルバイトの時に、すみません。アルバイトの時に彼に呼ばれたら、店長に頭が痛いと嘘をついて彼のところへ行ったりしました。When I called him while he was at work, he lied about the manager giving him a headache, and I went to his work.
All right. So, okay, I could see where this would be a problem. All right. So, keep in mind, because Japanese doesn't have pronouns, it could have theoretically went that way, but it wouldn't, because the topic, once we know what the topic is, it stays that topic until it gets changed. So in that first part, arubaito no toki ni, during part-time work at my part-time job, we're assuming my here, kare ni yobaretara, when there is no topic set, you assume they're talking about themselves. It's them. And if they don't then say any other topic, it's them all the way through. Okay? If it was a question, then you assume, and there's no topic set, you have to assume they're saying you, that you're talking to you. Okay? So, arubaito no toki ni kare ni yobaretara, when I was working, when I was called by him at that point, right? During work, when I was called by him, tenchou ni atama ga tsuiteru to uso tsuite, I lied to my manager saying my head hurts. Kare no tokoro e ittari shimashita. I did things like go to his place. So when you're using the itari, it's a representative list. We don't have to say do things like, but that's the tone. That's what it really means. It's like she's getting ready to say probably other things that she did, and this is like the first one. So yeah, like I went to his place telling when he called my work, I went to his place saying like that my head hurt, lying to my manager. That's the tone.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it would not make sense that we start talking about him here, because she already said, wanting to be a cute girlfriend, I bought a lot of clothing, fashionable clothing for dates, because he doesn't like smoking, I didn't smoke in front of him, and I hid my smoking. And right, so you always have to keep in context that this is not one sentence on an island. It's part of a story. It's just, I know it's weird. I keep saying this, but that they're on separate lines. But really, this would be a paragraph.
Also, the fact you got kare ni yobaretara.
Right. That's another reason. Absolutely. Kare ni yobareta, when I'm called by him. All right. Because yobu means to call, right? Or invite. It's both of those things. And yobareru is the passive, right? To be called by him. Any questions on that sentence? I feel like you always get the hardest sentence. It's just a feeling. All right.
大丈夫。
All right. じゃあ5番。
はい、じゃあ、ジェームスさん。
売り上げが減ったなことがバレないように、どこかでテイクアウトして、うちで食べてもらいました。In order to
This is a hard one.
No, I had it. I wrote it down and I can't find my notes. In order to not be found out that I was bad at cooking, I ordered takeout and we ate at home.
Order takeout. どこかで。
どこか。
Ordered takeout somewhere
Mm-hmm.
and ate at home.
Now, if you said ate at home, it would just be うちで食べました. But that's not what she said. うちで食べてもらいました.
We received it at home?
Nope. This is a hard one. Give me the best English for this.
Let's see.
Because you have to figure out what pronouns used here too.
We ate it at home. We received not. 食べてもらいました.
I bet Lizzie knows it.
We
No, I
ordered
didn't. I got
takeout.
completely confused by this.
All right.
We ordered
I
takeout
guess-
and had it at my house.
I mean, yeah. Now, honestly, in English, yeah, that's exactly how you would translate it, right? When we had it at my house. But what is really happening with? I'm just curious if you know why it's 食べてもらいました.
Oh, I had them deliver it to my house.
That would be 届けてもらいました. That would literally 届ける to deliver. You're so close. Had them deliver, but now change it to be who we're talking about. Had blah 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 eat at the house. Had what?
We had the takeout at the house.
I'm just gonna give it to you. Had him eat it at the house.
Oh.
食べてもらう. That is not her doing anything. That's having him do a thing.
Right.
She's receiving the benefit of him eating. That's why you have to think about it. It's receive, right? Morao had him eat at my house, right?
Okay.
Now, I want to go back and just look at the beginning of the sentence. And I want to plant one thing in your mind. When you have koto, the word fact could be used. So, barenai yoni, so that I don't get discovered. What doesn't get discovered is the fact that I'm not good at cooking. Heta na koto ga. Right? So if you use fact, it really flows well in the English translation.
Okay.
All right. This girl's really trying hard.
Yeah,
そう
too
です
hard.
ね。
Too hard, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not attractive.
Even if they're cute, if they try too hard, it's a turn off.
Right? There's a balance. You kind of want a girl to be a little bit standoffish.
ジョーさん、これ初めての彼氏ですよ。
Ah.
頑張るんですよ、女の子はね。
Oh.
ね。
What you don't know is this is actually a true story. It was Kaneko's. This is Kaneko's diary.
これは私じゃないですよ。
Kaneko-san, I'm gonna change. Kaneko-san, this lesson is called Kaneko's diary.
違う。これは作った話ですよ。でもよくあるかもわからない。うん。ね、特に日本人の女の子はね。
No, even my daughter, like in her bedroom, she has this printed board of her boyfriend's face. It's like 2 feet across. She printed it on some school printer. It's just like this big looming her boyfriend's face right on her wall. She loves him so much. They're a good couple though. It's not one-sided, so I'm okay with it. And she's hiding her smoking from him.
Get rid
So
of them for you.
yeah. Her first boyfriend is when I needed you. He was bad. じゃあ、6番。
はい、じゃあアントワンさん行きましょう。
Antoine-san's gone. Where's his camera?
パソコンの問題がたくさんあるからです。
はい。OK です。わかりました。
So 彼が好きでしょうがなかったんです。So
Now,
like,
we haven't taught this one, by the way.
but so let me just see if they're not.
Yeah.
Then go ahead and correct me. So it's like, you know, he liked it, so it couldn't be helped. Like,
Okay, hang on. Stop. So he liked it? So I want you. So let me just remind you. She has said 4 sentences in a row about what she did. What she did. She has not said one thing that he did. And now you're saying that it's he liked it?
She liked it. 彼が好きで好きです。
It's not that. What did she like?
Doing it for. Like,
It says it right here in the sentence what she liked. When you like something, the thing that you like is marked with ga.
Oh, she likes. Oh.
And remember, this is from her perspective. She's the one.
You know, because I liked him, it couldn't be helped. It's like
I couldn't help it. Yeah, I couldn't help it. I liked him so much. When they say, 彼が好きで好きでしょうがなかった. That's like literally a set phrase we could probably put in the top of the book. 好きで好きでしょうがなかった. But she's emphasizing it by saying it twice. 好きで好きでしょうがなかったんです. She obviously knows that she screwed up at this point if she says that, right? She knows she was going too far, but it was because she liked him so much. So really I would just translate it as I liked him so much I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
Stalkerになります.
I bet that one was hard for everybody. I just have a feeling.
Yes.
I do like your translation because, like, if you read 4 and 5, it's like she's already calling off from work to be with him, and you know she's just getting all this takeout and this.
Yeah. You know, Kanoko Sensei, I think whenever we eventually make book 5 videos, we should have something called reading comprehension analysis, where we just talk about, like we're doing here, because there's so much packed into reading comprehensions.
本当ですね。でもこれ、してていいことでしょ？好きで好きでしょうがなかったんです。作ってる。
Yep.
はい、じゃあ7番いきましょうか。リジさん。
はい。でも、ちょっと頑張りすぎたかもしれません。But perhaps I tried a bit too hard.
Nice. I can't even add. So perfect.
うまい。
You get your 17th perfect translation award.
This is good.
Takes
すごい
me
です
forever
ね。
though.
I wish you'd make more mistakes so I could teach them things. But
I can make a lot of mistakes.
did everyone get that, by the way? Everyone understood that one?
Right.
Not as clean as she had it though.
I want to say that Japanese are not going to say tabun as much as kamoshiremasen. The kamoshiremasen is so more common. And sometimes they'll just say kamo. Gambari sugita kamo. That's super duper common. It just means maybe I. Right? So they wouldn't say tabun. Tabun gambari sugi. It's not as good flow as kamo or kamoshiremasen. All right. 続きましょう。
ジョシュアさん、どうぞ。
アルバイトを休んだり、買い物をしてばかりで、お金がなくなってしまったんです。I was just doing things like taking breaks on the job, continuously shopping, and running out of money.
So are you saying that running out of money was one of the things that she did?
Oh, and I mean,
All right. Let me read this to you with stress. I'm going to stress a certain part. アルバイトを休んだり、買い物をしてばかりで、お金がなくなってしまったんです。That de does something. Right now you read it as if it was 3 different actions that she did.
so
I get it.
she lost money from doing things like resting on the job and
Yeah, taking time off of her work. Yeah.
and continuously shopping.
Right. なくなってしまったんです. So her money disappeared, really. She ran out of money. She ended up running out of money, or so that teishimao we know can show regret, and that's most likely what it's doing here. She's not saying in the end I ran out of money. She's definitely saying I regret Although in the English translation, you're not going to say I regret because that's dumb. In English, we would do it with a tone. So that's the same thing with the tari, really. The tari form is you really don't have to say things like. I tend to do that because I'm making sure people know it's a tari form. But really, it's like, this is the tone. It would be more like, so taking time off my work and continually shopping, I ended up running out of money. You hear the teishimao in there in English, but in Japanese they say the thing. So, yeah.
ごめん、質問がある。
はい。
この場合は、でとからが同じですか？例えば、アルバイトを休んだり、買い物をしてばかりで、like I took time off my job. I bought a lot of things.
You would have to say, yeah, you can do it because day is just marking the reason, right? And you could do it with dakara. So you could say, アルバイトを休んだり、買い物をしたばっかりだったから、or したから。You could do that. Or even you could use no de. You could use no sei de. There's so many ways to do it when you know how to, whatever makes sense. Day, I would say, is the cleanest because it's just one syllable.
せいでだったらちょっと順番違いますけどね。買い物ばかりしたせいでの方が。
ばかりしたせいで。はい。
You understood? She said that you would change the order if you were going to use seide.
Yeah.
いい質問ですね。
はい。
はい、じゃあ次行きましょうか。9番、ジェームスさん。
すると、ある日突然、彼に
突然。
突然
Tozen would mean obviously. Totsuzen means suddenly. It's completely different meaning. So.
すると、ある日突然、彼に別れたいと言われました。And suddenly on that day, my boyfriend told me he wanted to break up.
Okay. So, ある日 does not mean on that day. It's literally the opposite of on that day. On that day is a very specific day. ある日 is extremely non-specific. It's one day.
Oh, one day, yeah.
And we did skip the suruto, which is whereupon or upon, but what it means is with all of that, that's what it means here. It's like and despite all of that, suruto, whereupon, right? ある日, one day, 突然, all of a sudden.
Is that what he's saying? One day suddenly?
One day, all of a sudden. In other words, I would probably say in English, it makes sense to say out of the blue.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's perfect because if you say then, it's like, so she did this, then this happened, but out of the blue, it's like, I did all this, and suddenly.
Suddenly is weird, right? It's like, boom, hi, I want to break up with you. No, it's more like out of the blue, he said it. It wasn't suddenly that he said it. This is where, again, the theme of book 5 is no more direct translations. You're not going to be doing literal translation. You're going to make English sound natural. You're going to make it really what the intention of the Japanese was.
Even with that, I'm glad I'm at least getting the meaning, the gist of it.
Yeah, you guys have all made significant improvements in your understanding, and I can tell. And I'm sure even the people watching that have been following it. By the way, those of you guys that are following it, I do make these videos unlisted now, so they stop showing up on the main page, but I throw them into the book 5 list. There are the playlist. There are some videos that I haven't put up that were that we didn't shoot, that we weren't we were only recording them locally, and I haven't put them up, and I probably never will. But the ones we're doing now will go unlisted in that list. So if you want to catch the other ones, they won't show up in the viewing all videos. You have to go to the list. Okay, I do want to say, so on the 彼に別れたいと言われました. Translate that part again.
彼に別れたいと言われました. He told my boyfriend said he wanted to break up.
Right. I was told by him or by my boyfriend, I want to break up. Good.
じゃあ、アントワンさん。
はい。彼と結婚するつもりだったのに、私のどこが悪いのIt makes sense in my head now. Now I'm tweaking. Although it's like even though I intended to marry him, where did I go wrong?
Close. Very close. Let me quickly point out a little of an accent thing you need to fix. It's tsumori. Put a little more into that. You often say sumori, like a more closer to sumori sound. It's tsumori. Yeah. 彼と結婚するつもりだったのに、私のどこが悪いの? So it's not where did I go wrong. Who else can better translate that?
What I put for that last part is like, how do I say, like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, exactly. What's wrong with me? Now she's not saying, why am I an idiot? That's not what she's saying. She's not saying, where did I go wrong? She's talking to him in her words. What don't you like about me is what she's saying, really. 私のどこが悪いの? 彼氏に聞いてるよね、かなこさん。これは。
そうですね。怒ってますね。
She's mad. She's like, despite my intention to marry him, like, what? Like, what's wrong with me? See, it's not what's wrong with me. It's what's wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm perfect. I did all those things for you.
Stalker.
Poor Kanako when she was young. I'm just so glad she matured.
そうそうそう。もう大人になりました。
The nonny, I kind of read that like the complaint bit, like because you mentioned earlier in that lesson that nonny at the end of a sentence could just be like an intonation that says this is a bit of a complaint.
Yep, my wife uses it all the time, and I always repeat back to her, "Nanoni, nanoni." I always say it back to her. I said, and I actually told her one time, you need to stop using noni because it's always a complaint.
So is that a complaint or is it a despite? Because I read it as a complaint.
フラストレーションじゃないんですかちょっと。
Yeah, it's definitely a complaint. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's really saying like, I planned on marrying him. What's wrong with me? Why doesn't he find me attractive? You're right. It doesn't have to be translated to despite my intention to marry him or even though I intended to marry him. Because you're right, it doesn't connect. Right? Yeah, my wife will always say, 言ったのに.言ったのに. Like I'll do something that she didn't like. And she'll, even though I told you. Is what, I told you though. I told you not to. So you don't have to translate that noni. You're right. I wonder if I did in the translation. Let me check. What sentence is that? Let's see, number 10. Give me a second. Let's just check. That's why we definitely need an analysis. Yeah, I did. Even though I was planning on marrying him, what part of me is bad? Is what I translated it to.
Everything. Stalker.
Pretty.
Is she?
Well, she thinks she's.
She's conceited, is what she is.
Stalker chick.
No one's saying Kanako's not pretty. I'm just saying her emotions were not in check.
私じゃないですって。
Kanako sensei iropoi desu.
Oh, inappropriate statements right here.
ね、ありがとうございますね。今ちょっと風邪ひいてますからね。
Well, now your voice is sexy because of the cold. Seriously, the other day we're doing the book. She's like, Joji-san, この部分はどう思いますか? I'm like, geez, man, I'll be right back.
病気ですか? Georgie-san.
No, I know. I knew where you're going with that.
じゃあ、リジーさん行きましょうか。
Yeah, that's what
11番。
You can hear the smile in her voice now.
彼に理由を聞くと、君を完璧なんだよ。それが重いんだ。と言われました。
I think you said kimi o, but it's kimi wa.
Oh yeah, 君は。Bit dyslexic at this time of night. When I asked him the reason, I was told, because you're perfect, and so that's heavy.
Yeah, kimi wa kanpeki nandayo. You're perfect. それが重いんだ. It's heavy. Yeah, very good.
Okay, I heard it.
I think though I would translate the kare ni ryu o kikuto more like as upon asking him the reason. You said when, that's fine. For me, I don't know, for some reason, upon. I don't know.
I asked him.
Throwing it out.
He said, "You're so perfect." It's too.
Well, he's saying it in a more annoyed way. He's like, kimi wa kanpeki nandayo. それが重いんだ. Like, it's a problem for him.
違うかな。これもね、嫌になっちゃってるんですよね、彼はね。
Yeah, he's not into her
完璧
anymore.
なんだよ。ダウンですね。君は完璧なんだよ。それが重いんだ。ちょっと今風邪ひいてるからあんまり説得力ない。
はい、十分だった、大丈夫です。
大丈夫ですか？
Yeah, he's upset, obviously, right? Someone that says I want to break up, they're not like, you're so perfect. You're perfect. Unless they're doing the, it's me, not you. But he's literally saying, he's actually not happy that she's perfect, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He was saying, "You're so perfect."
Yeah, it backfired on her.
Yeah.
All right, so now I want to point out in this next sentence, because we have that bracket in the beginning, it's a continuation of him talking. Keep that in mind when you do your translation. 12番.
うん、ジョシュアさん。大変だ。
Oh man, you keep getting the hardest ones, honestly.
You can give them to me.
But this one doesn't seem too hard, I don't think.
All right.
綺麗で料理ができるのはいいけど、いつもそばにいるから疲れるんだって。You're pretty and you can cook well, but I always get tired from being around you, he also said.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty good. Because you're always around me, because you're always next to me. 疲れるんだって.
Right, that's what I said.
This really sounds like it's not you, it's not me, it's you, but it's really you.
I think if I summed up this, he's like saying you're super annoying, is what he's saying.
じゃあ、ジェームスさん。13番。
そうなんです。完璧な彼女のふりをしていたのが悪かったんです。So therefore, pretending to be a perfect girlfriend was bad.
Okay. So the sonandes here, this one is probably just like he's right. He's right. Sonandes. That is the case.
That is the case.
完璧な彼女のふりをしていたのが悪かったんです。
Pretending.
Yeah, pretending to be the perfect girlfriend was bad. Now, also, a lot of times, warui gets translated to, it was my fault, too. So you could say, 私が悪かった. I was wrong. It was my fault. 'Cause even though there is a 私のせいでした, Japanese typically don't say 私のせいでした like we do in English. It's my fault. It's all my fault. They say 私が悪かったんだ. They'll say that. That's theoretically related to this thing because she is at fault for this breakup.
Is 私は悪かったんだ?
私が悪かったんだ.
私が悪かった。
はい. Like, for example, you could say, 君が悪いんじゃない. You're not the one at fault, is what I would translate to. Because it doesn't mean you're not bad. It means you're not at fault. I don't know if we teach that anywhere where we teach warui as fault.
No.
We probably should.
When you're doing se, because se is in book 5 too. So
Yeah.
you can just put the comparison.
Yeah. Oh, I do really think that, I really think that these books definitely should always be watched with a video so you can really explain it. because there's only so much you could put in a book. We're already holding in so many places.
This is a textbook. You should think about putting this in Japanese classes. Like this is a textbook. Like
Yeah. All right. じゃあ続きましょ
うん、じゃあ、アントワンさんね。
oh me?
そうですよ。
私のこの恋愛でいろいろ教えて、
う。教えられて。
Thank you. 教えられて、一つ賢くな、一つ賢くなった気がする。
Right. I feel like this is actually a very hard sentence.
もう一回、アントワンさん、もう一回言いましょう。恋愛。
恋愛
うん、もう一回。恋愛。
恋愛。
なんかちょっと違うな。なんだ
So it's almost like you're saying you need to the way that the un goes to the I is more renai. It's softer. Don't go renai. The N is like a fake N. It's not really there. It's ren only in the back of your mouth. Renai.
Okay.
No, you're saying ren. And you're putting the tongue in the front of your mouth. Ren. It's not ren. It's ren. It's in the back. The back of your tongue's going to hit the top of your mouth. Renai.
Okay. So not in, so renai.
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 Better.
まだいい、まだいい。
That's better, yeah.
恋愛
I will get it.
難しいね。
Renai. Renai.
So, I actually didn't realize that Japanese was the more nasal un sound until I learned Korean. They have two N sounds in Korean, and one of them is the hard N, like you're doing ren. They have, and the Koreans literally make this tongue movement that made me really realize the difference. And they'll be like, and they stick their tongue out between their teeth to show that N. And the other one is like an NG sound. And that's more closer to what the Japanese is doing. So, for example, it's not Nihon Jin, it's Nihon Jin. The front of the tongue is never in the front of the mouth. It's the back of the tongue making the un sound. So, now try it again. Try it again. One more time.
So in the back of my teeth.
Back of your mouth. So there's that cave on the top of your mouth?
Yeah.
Way behind that. Take the top of your tongue, push your tongue down on the front, and the back up. Arch it up.
Renai.
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 And actually, you can do it without touching too. I actually don't touch. Renai. Your tongue doesn't touch. Renai. Yeah, there you go. Renai. Good. Kanoko-san, もう一回。
恋愛。これ、
Kanoko-san, where is your tongue on that one?
いや、そんなの考えないですからね。
いや、でも考えてほしいの。
うん。恋愛で。でも、タップする感じじゃないですか。そんなぴったりつかないでしょ。タップ。
で、後ろの方前の方
reach の辺ですね。Tap your tongue behind your reach ってよく言いますよね。
Behind your reach? What does that mean? Oh, the ridge.
R-I-D-G-E. よくそれ。
Oh, yeah, I can. I just realized there's actually multiple ways to do this sound. You're right. If it's right behind the ridge, reng. But I think that might be a problem. It's because of the ra-ri-ru-re-ro part of it. Reng. If we did Nihon, do Nihonjin, Kanoko-san.
日本人。
Where is your tongue on the un part there?
考えないな。日本人。
うん。
ちょっとついてるかな。
後ろの方？
うん。後ろの方ですね。
うん。日本人。Okay. We should actually make pronunciation videos eventually.
Wow.
You realise that there's dozens of people watching this, just flapping their tongues around.
にしないでください。
It would be
気にする
great.
と言えない。
はい。でも、ありがとう。
いえいえ。
Yeah, I want to reiterate. It's true though. If you do think about it too much, you'll stop speaking, and that's the worst thing you can do. I would rather have a shit accent and speak a lot of Japanese than have a perfect accent and always be worried about what I'm saying. For example, I didn't worry right now that I said shit, so I'm just saying, throwing that out there. I don't care. I want to just be communicative properly. So, all right. Matter of fact, I would say, Antoine, most of the negativity that ever goes your way is your accent, right? But that's people that are too scared to speak that are saying it. And there's a lot of people that won't speak unless they feel like they're perfect because they're too embarrassed to do it. They're too embarrassed to be wrong. Don't think about it. Just stop thinking about it. Let's move on.
じゃあ、トランスレーションいこうか。
Let's go with the translation. Yeah, because it's actually, I feel like a difficult sentence.
I just want to word it I will do my best to word it in a different way.
Okay.
So, okay, no. I get it. This romance I was able to learn a lot of things from this romance.
That is so perfect. I like that. Yeah.
No direct translation, so
Yeah, that's exactly. Even though the word learn wasn't there, right? There's no narau or manabu in here, but the English makes sense, and that's what she's saying. But oshierareru means to have been taught, but that doesn't sound right. I have been taught various things, and that's weird. It's clunky English. What you did was make it sound natural, perfect. I learned a lot. That's what we say in English.
It's the conjunction I'm looking for. There is one thing I feel I learned, like one important thing, I think. Or, yeah.
Yeah, this is a hard one. So, 一つ賢くなった is definitely a Japanese way of saying something.
Right. Like I became okay. If I just do it off the hand, I became smarter in one area. Like there's one thing that I wouldn't do again. Like I would never do this thing again. I feel.
So yeah, you're getting the feel part, which is kigashimasu. So without the hitotsu, you'd be the 賢くなった気がします. I feel like I got smarter.
Yeah.
The hitotsu, yeah, it is in this one particular area, I guess, right?
Exactly.
I feel like I'm now smarter in this concern. 何?
ね
Right.
エリアとかじゃなくてね、ワンステップとか、ワンレベルとか、そういう意味なんですよね。
ランクアップしたって感じ?
ランクアップした。そうそうそう。
Level.
So really then, it's just I feel like I got smarter. The hitotsu is ignored in the translation.
Oh, I get what Kaneko was saying, and I get what you're saying too.
I mean, it could have been like 以前より賢くなった気がします。前より賢くなった気がします。That's what that hitotsu is doing, I guess.
So basically, it's not that she got smarter in one thing. She just got smarter. Like she increased her level of intelligence.
そう、レベルアップしたのね。
Level up. So, though she learned a lot of things. Oh yeah, never mind. It works. Never mind. I got it. Yeah, no. Like she learned a lot of things, and as a result, she became smarter. So.
Right. So if we were doing a more direct translation, I, with this love, was taught a variety of things, and I feel like I'm smarter now.
うん。ジョーさん、トランスレーションに I have gotten a bit って書いてますね。A bit smarter.
So this romance taught me I learned many things from this romance. I became smarter.
I feel like I'm smarter now.
I feel like I got smarter. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yep. Good. At least she, became a better human being. Like she started on the wrong foot, but she's good now. She's one level smarter.
じゃあ最後行きましょうか。リジーさんですね。
だから今度は綺麗だの。Start again. だから今度は綺麗だけど、身振りができない彼女になるつもりです。So therefore, this time I intend to be pretty but unable to cook.
Right. It's her intention to be a girlfriend that cannot cook. Now, I want to point something out here. This is a stupid thing about Japanese, but kondo here better translates to probably next time.
Next time.
Even though it does literally mean this time.
Damn.
It's both. It's this time and next time. So maybe she didn't learn. She's all about being pretty still. I don't know.
And, stalking your boyfriend, getting takeout and, leaving job. All the good things. Normal girl.
Yeah, and Richie said, I hope she stopped her habit of smoking. Yeah, Kanako doesn't smoke. It's good.
これ私じゃないですって。
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's you, but okay. All right.
いや、女の子はこうやって賢くなっていくんですよ、一つ一つね。
All right.
多分次振られたら今度はタバコをやめるんじゃないですか。
Yeah. Yeah. If she gets broken up on again, she'll probably she'll think maybe it was the smoking. Lizzie, by the way, your camera is like frozen.
Is it?
Yep. You're in this weird down look. You're just looking down.
Oh. Looks alright.
I mean, Liz's camera's fine for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is she moving?
She's been frozen in the same position for like
She's waving and
10
everything.
minutes right now.
Is she?
So I just disconnect the camera and reconnect it.
Yeah. Now you look like Joshua. Oh, there you are. He took your spot. You guys switched places. All right.
Shuffled.
All right. Do we want to do some Q&A on this, Kanako-san?
でも時間が押してるからどれか一個選びますか？
Let's see here.
大丈夫かな？
Well, there's only 5 questions. Are there any that you guys had problems with? I think number 5 is a good one.
私もそう思います。
I wasn't 100% sure on translating number 3.
Okay.
あ
彼が大好きだったというのを違う言い方で何と言っていますか? All right.
So is it just what's a different way of saying I loved him?
Right. So because it's 言っていますか, we have to assume that we're talking about her. So it's what is she? In what different way is she saying the phrase I like him a lot? So that's what. See that so it's not being asked. It's being asked to you, but it's about her, right? We're assuming that's the thing about Japanese. So much assumption, right? And even in here, we're assuming it would be weird for us to say 違う言い方で彼女は何と言っていますか? It would be kind of weird because it's obvious from the context that we're talking about her. What did she? What different way of speaking what different way of saying did she say 彼が大好きだった? So what was it?
好きで好きで。好きで好きで。
好きで It's not just 好きで好きで. You got to have the しょうがなかった. Nice.
Thanks.
All right, who has a good answer for number 5?
Let me read number 5. この人はどんな女性になった方がいいと思いました。Ooh, okay, so let me see. This person. What kind of woman should this person? What do you think the kind of woman she should be? Or like what
Yes.
kind of girl?
Yes. What kind of woman?
I got
Hi.
it. Ooh. How do
All
I
right.
say? Tobacco o fuanai jose desu.
もう一度言ってください。
tobacco. Oh, suanai. Jose des. Sorry.
女性になった方がいいと思います。
And you're right. You're right.
Or タバコを吸わない女性になればいい。Anything like that.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. I just ran ahead of myself to say 方がいいと思います。So I'm gonna say tobacco を吸わない女性になった方がいいと思います。
All right. Anyone else?
I had もっと正直な女性になった方がいいと思います。
Oh man, that's a good one. What does that mean?
いいです
God,
ね。
not you, Lizzie. Who else can translate that?
I didn't hear it.
もう一度言ってください。
もっと正直。
Oh, a more honest.
Yep.
A more honest. She should become a more honest girl.
Woman, 女性. Yeah. Nice. Anyone else have something interesting?
Well, I was gonna add on to Antoine's with kind of the same implication of telling the truth. I was like, タバコ吸わないで、嘘つかない女性になった方がいいと思います。
I like that you did the combo. Very nice. That's really good. That's good Japanese. When you're saying more than one thought in a sentence. I like that. A girl, she should become a woman that doesn't lie and doesn't smoke. Very nice.
I didn't answer him. I just did the translation. Sorry, I didn't get to the questions.
All right, let me see. Let me test you then on this.
Yeah, you can-
What's number 2? What's your translation for number 2?
No, I meant the translation of the reading comp, but question number 2. Those
Oh, I see.
tencho ni so sukun desu ka? Is
Yeah.
that where we're at?
Yep.
Those things. Why did the shop manager so?
If it was why did the shop manager, it would be doshite tencho ga or tencho wa. But actually it'd have to be ga because it's after the question word. So after the question word wa doesn't appear. Doshite tencho ga. But that would be weird, right? Because that's not what it is. It's tencho ni.
Sukun desu.
どうして店長に嘘をつくんですか?
Oh, what? Funny hearing you say it now. Why did the shop manager lie? Or why
It's not why did the... Wait, what?
Why did she lie to the shop manager?
Right, because the knee is showing the direction of where it's happening
Yes.
to, right? Yeah. Good. Yep. And who has that answer?
Oh, 彼氏の場所に行くからです。
彼のとこに行きたいからです。Or 行くためです、right? In order to go. Perfect.
In this case, can you say yoni? Like 例えば、彼氏の場所へ行くように天井に嘘を
Well, first of all, what if you say ikuyoni, it's so that she goes. Even the English there is wrong. It would be so that she can go, right?
So she's able to go. I need to say
so she can go.
You're correct.
But ikeru yoni, I don't know why it's wrong for some reason here. For me. Yeah, it doesn't match the situation. I don't know why. And I think I don't know how to explain the difference. Didn't we have a section talking about this? Let me look up here. We had a difference between yoni and where is it? It was like a... Wait, is it here? ないんじゃない？
でもなんでそれがおかしいのかは書いてないですよ。ポテンシャルフォームは用につくっていうのは説明してますけど。
Yeah, we did explain that. Yeah, potential form goes on yoni, but I don't think we. I'm trying to figure out why yoni doesn't work here. I don't know.
Was it lesson 8 or did tameni? I think.
You got me. Let's see here.
Too many bits of paper.
Yo. So would Tamini be better in this case, or you just
う
don't
ん
use that?
ための方がいいですね、これは。
Mm.
彼のところに行きたいからです。彼のところに行くためです。いいですね。
So that she can. That's the problem. That the real problem is that English only has one thing. It's so that, or in order to. But in Japanese, it splits into two things, and you have to figure out when one is used for the other. And sometimes it's just hard to really give every possibility as to why they're different. So here we go. Here's the it is section. It was lesson 8. Tameni is used with action verbs. Potential can-do form is never used, and yoni is used with descriptive verbs.
Oh,
Verbs are often in potential.
I don't think that's in our version. I think that probably got added after the lesson.
Oh, you're probably right. Do you see it on my screen?
Tiny. Hang on.
Yeah. Remember that tameni action verbs are used in their play form. However, with yoni, the verb changes to potential. So, for example, we have Nihon ni iku tame ni ganbarimasu. I'll work hard in order to go to Japan. And then the next sentence is Nihon ni ikeru you ni ganbarimasu. I will work hard in order to be able to go to Japan. But that's not just a descriptive verb. So maybe we have to look. I'm going to put a yellow note on this and make sure that we revisit this.
でも、これがアクションですよね。行くだから。
Actually, if you're using a descriptive verb, you're definitely going to use yoni, I think is what the rule would be. Tameni, I don't think ever uses a descriptive verb. What did you say, Kanako-san?
うん、使わない。
Yeah.
ディスクリプティブでもこれは今行くアクションバーブだから、これをポテンシャルフォームに変えれば言えることは言えるけどおかしいニュアンス。彼のところに行けるように嘘つきました。でもこれって目的じゃないですよね。やっぱりなんか間違ったことだからかな。
Like it gives it. Well,
Tameni should be beneficial, maybe, Kanako-san. Maybe tameni is always beneficial, whereas lying for a bad reason isn't beneficial, maybe. Maybe that's why it's natural.
well, in my head, I usually translate tamini as in like benefit. Like if you say like for like I don't know, otosan no tamini, like for the benefit of like my brother, or like imoto no tamini, mise o ikimasu, like for the benefit of for my sister, I'll go, or something like that.
But with verbs,
Oh, yeah.
it's different, isn't it?
I remember we spent a lot of time on this particular detailed information. At the bottom it says, put this in your head summary. Descriptive verbs only use yoni. Action verbs use both tamini and yoni, but must be in potential form for yoni. So I want to translate what Kanako said to make sure you understand. She did say you could say yoni with potential form, but even then, for some reason, it doesn't sound right. And that, unfortunately, I don't know if we know why yet.
これでベネフィシャルじゃないからじゃないですか。
It might be the beneficial thing. Yeah, it might be. It's not beneficial. But that's a lot to... The problem with that is that's a lot to think about when you're translating a document or something. You know what I mean? I hate teaching things that way because it's so much to put into your head to distinguish them. That's why I had the put this in your head summary. But in this particular sentence, for some reason... Yeah. Actually, no. Wait. Tameni is beneficial. It would be beneficial to her. So that's why tameni is used. Yoni, ikeru yoni. I don't know. That's
だってなんか最近事件になりましたけど、お金をたくさんもらうために嘘をつきましたと、お金をたくさんもらえるように嘘をつきました。違いますもんね。
there's more intention using tameni, I think.
これ
I don't know.
調べないと即答できないですね。
Yeah. Yeah, we have no quick answer for you on that one.
That's fine. Thank you.
Well, maybe by lesson 13 we'll have an answer. Or maybe we'll casually forget. Maybe. What? Book 6? Yeah, it's going to be in book 6, guys.
2030.
It's going to be book 6.
いや、今はこの時点では心配しない方がいいですよ。使えるようになることが大切だから。
Yeah, you can use both and it would still be understood. It might just not sound natural for some reason. for the benefit of lying, for the benefit of going to see him. I mean, whatever. It still relays what you're trying to say in order to go see him. All right. If there's no more questions, I think we'll end here.
I do have another rant. This is not into a long topic. So, will lesson 12 and 13 be ready by the end of the month?
Yes.
Okay.
Lesson 12 should be tomorrow or the day after. I started working on it tonight, but actually I got stuck on totally non-lesson things. It was the living in Japan portion.
Okay.
It was talking about how the Japanese hang their clothing outside. I was like, I didn't like the wording of it, so we were rewording that. And then I was like, you know what? I was trying to finish it before class. That's how close it is. But then I'm like, let's just do this tomorrow because there's a lot of discussion on the word. Because we're leaving in the Japanese. Remember before we were doing that where we'd leave in the Japanese and then we'd have a translation below? We haven't done that for a while, so we're doing that in lesson 12 where there's a bunch of Japanese text, super high level because it's written by Kanako like normally, and it doesn't care that you don't know the grammar, so she's free flowing it. No. That Kanako-san, that was not an insult to you. I was saying we're not paying attention to grammar, not that you don't care. I'm not saying you don't care. I'm saying 文法を考えずに作ったものだから難しいんだって言ったの。あなたが生徒のこと考えてないって言ってない。英語でそういうふうに訳せるんだけどもそうじゃなかった。
じゃあ明日ですか？
I do often make fun of Kanako, so I could understand why she would think I was actually saying she didn't care, but that's not what I meant. 明日した方がいいですね。
そうですね。じゃあ明日しましょう。
All right. So yeah, hopefully by Tuesday I can get you the lesson. Hopefully. Next lesson 12. No later than Wednesday, I would say. Or Thursday. Or Friday. All right, guys. See you next time.
Thank you so much again. Thank you.
Yeah.
はい、また来週。
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
した方がいいですね。
そうですね。じゃあ明日しましょう。
All right. So yeah, hopefully by Tuesday I can get you the lesson. Hopefully. Next lesson 12. No later than Wednesday, I would say. Or Thursday. Or Friday. All right, guys. See you next time.
Thank you so much again. Thank you.
Yeah.